So today I'm going to be talking about success and the often negative things that can come with that. This video was partly inspired by Haskell and a pretty interesting controversy that he actually went through recently, but I also wanted to include a personal anecdote as well. So a lot of people will blindly work towards something, kind of building it up in their head as if it's an actual goal of theirs. And that's fine while you're working towards the goal, because that's like the fun part. You're in the growth stage. When it gets real is when that reality hits, and when you realize that all the work you put in is kind of for something you didn't even care about. It's something you never wanted, or it's something which you thought would solve all your problems, when in reality, this pursuit was just you running from those problems. So roughly 4 years ago, I started my pursuit of online success, and at the time, I told myself it was with the goal of platforming smaller artists that, I cared about, I enjoyed, and that I thought deserved to be seen, which obviously was part of the goal, and that's part of what made me excited about it. But I think a lot of it also came from this desire to be seen, to have attention, and to talk to girls, which obviously was misguided. Why would I go into underground rap or underground music to meet girls? That's so dumb. But yeah, it was a selfish desire for attention, and there were monetary goals as well. And over time, as I started to garner the attention that I thought I wanted, I realized that wasn't what I wanted. And so I started to shift into the monetary realm and say, oh, no, this is what I was actually working towards, making money. But then I started getting some pretty crazy bags, like things that a couple years ago I couldn't even have dreamed of. And for about a day, it was literally the best feeling ever. I was on top of the world. I was the man. At least in my head I was, because after about a day, I started to feel really anxious again and kind of stripped back to the man that I was before I started the route to beat these insecurities. And I guess that's because the goal had been met. I'd reached the end point to where this money, this big check is supposed to be the thing that solves my problems. But it didn't. And so this anxiousness and this insecurity came back at the same level, if not worse than before. And sometimes it felt like I'd wasted the best years of my life pursuing something so dumb or useless or fleeting. And now, honestly, I don't find myself too hungry for that form of success, because I had it and it didn't fix anything. It didn't solve any of the problems that I thought I had. I've had a lot of time to reflect on this lately, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, I could go to LA tomorrow and live like a celebrity, going to these parties and engaging with these people who are feeding into my delusions and my clout hungry antics. Or I could go to New York tomorrow and sell my company for like 7 figures in a couple years, after I burned my life force into the ground, grinding and on this toxic outdoing others journey. But my soul is too valuable for that. My morals are too intact for that. I care too much about my relationship with God and my relationship with my family. And this brings us to the second half of our video. If you're not familiar with Haskell, he's a big TikTok creator, Instagram creator who's been super blowing up lately. His videos have been going crazy viral. And he just went to Streamer University, where he really crossed that bridge. He bridged that gap between short form creator to streamer, associating with really big names, getting big cosigns. And with this increased attention, I wasn't surprised to see some controversy start to arise, because that's just what tends to happen. And other than the personal battles with success and attention, another unexpected consequence of success can be jealousy and people preying on your downfall. I can't be 100% sure that this is what happened in the case of Haskell, but I think it's a pretty fair assumption to make. Essentially, right around the time when Haskell started to really blow up, a video surfaced of him online when he was younger making a pretty edgy joke. I'm assuming someone he knew was kind of jealous of this success he'd been having and had this video in their camera roll, then sent it to some Haskell fan page or someone to post on TikTok. Regardless though, I'm going to give you some context. This was the video.
She's so fine, she done pissing me off. How are you that fine? I'm repping that bitch like I'm Pyro.
It's him making a joke about liking kids, but in the grand scheme of things and how it was presented on a scale of, if this was the liking kids meter, on the scale from egregious to edgy, it was more on like the edgy side. It was relatively tame, to be honest. Obviously, it's not a good joke to make, but I think it was more so a parody of the POV, they wear this trend, and kind of making it edgy and anti-joke and just doing the complete opposite of what that trend was designed to be. This video got posted a bunch of times on TikTok, but in its most viral iteration, the comments were pretty upset. They were saying things like, "This is weird. I know he was young, but there has to be a science on why boys and men think being pervy is the funniest thing in the world. Career over. That's absolutely disgusting. Normal people wouldn't even think about making a joke like that," and that has almost 17,000 likes. There was also people defending it, saying things like, "Very clearly a joke, by the way, and he was 14. But obviously, it seemed like the majority of the comments were leaning in, though, this is very weird side of things. And I'm going to be honest, if this was just some random kid making this joke, no one would care. No one would leave a comment. No one would bat an eye. But I think that because he's going viral and he's successful, maybe it makes people feel insecure or jealous or lesser about themselves, which obviously shouldn't be the case, but I think that's how things tend to go. His comment sections on his own videos started to fill with similar things, though. You know, talking about the video, calling him weird, asking him to address it, blah, blah, blah. I was almost certain that he wasn't going to acknowledge it, which would have been my advice to him. I didn't think he was going to do it. I didn't think that would be the right thing to do. I feel like in these situations where he didn't really do anything bad, and it was just something being dug up from the past, it's better to just ignore it and let it blow over within a few days. This is where things got interesting, though, because Haskell actually addressed it on stream, and here's a video of what he said.
I want to address the old video of me posted. It was around, I don't know what year it was, but I know I was around like 14 years old. I made a video saying, when she wears this, and I put baby pictures, or baby clothes, put baby clothes. I want to say, I do not promote the joking of kids in that manner at all. I'd like to say I was very immature. I was a disgusting joke. I was trying to be funny and edgy in 7th grade, and it just wasn't funny at all. And I just want to apologize. And I've obviously matured, and I don't even joke about anything of that nature. I don't think it's funny. I don't think jokes are funny. I don't think jokes are funny. That behavior is disgusting, and I've changed, and I just want to say a big sorry to y'all. I let y'all down, but I've grown from it, and I just want to let y'all know that. And yeah.
What surprised me was that the comments on this video were actually very positive. A lot of them seemed to take the stance that yes, it was an edgy joke, but it was being blown out of proportion. And I think it's because his apology was very candid and it felt authentic. It felt like he was actually truly saying what he thought. This certainly played in his favor, and I think that's how he was able to escape the situation relatively unscathed, though in the long term you have to worry if it will affect any type of major brand deals or anything like that. Regardless, though, my point still stands, and reaching success can and will come with many obstacles, both internal, external, things in your control, things out of your control. The important thing is how you deal with them, though. In regards to Haskell, I met him in New York. He seems like a very nice, good, happy kid. I think at this time he wasn't like a huge creator, but I'd seen videos of him. I think the only video I knew him for at that point was him and Diddy Bop like licking a talkie together or something like that. Yeah, we had a normal chill conversation, and his personality was pretty similar, or if not the same, to what he portrays online, which I always think is a good thing. I think he's just being himself, and I'm happy to see the success he's reaching. I'm happy that this obstacle thrown in his way didn't deter him or stop him from making content or scare him away or blah, blah, blah. But yeah, at the end of each video, I say what I'm thankful for on this channel. So right now, I'm thankful for living in the United States, where I can drink clean water at any time, because not everyone has that blessing. But yeah, let me know what you're thankful for in the comments. Thank you for watching this far. I'm thankful for that as well. This channel is essentially just a diary of my thoughts and my ideas, and this was something on my mind that I wanted to talk about. If that might interest you, make sure to drop a subscription. If not, thanks for watching this far, and peace.